Hi.
Hello there. Hello.
Alrighty, another video. This one's by Taylor Alicia. It's called Feminism Ruined Dating. Now, I'm gonna just set up a few caveats before we jump to this. Number one, I don't want all the videos on my channel to be pertaining to this particular subject. It's just one of the many subjects that I like to talk about. I namely just choose videos that I find interesting and could create an interesting piece of dialogue, or can create some dialogue.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Secondly, just based off the title itself, Feminism Ruined Dating. Here's the way I see it. Now, just textbook definition of what feminism means, right? The advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes. All right, if you just slap that label on, I agree with feminism, but here's the problem.
All smoke and mirrors, nothing's real, you got fooled, and it was all a play for attention.
That is not how it works with how people apply the definition, especially in the Western, in fact, particularly in the Western world. In the Western world, feminism is not about egalitarianism. It's about propping women up and tearing men down. It's about female supremacy. If you were to go to a place like the Middle East, Dubai, places where feminism would actually serve a valid purpose, then you got a point. But that's not how it works in the West.
Babies are being murdered.
That's the caveat. I'm not totally red pill. I try to judge things based on the merit of the arguments themselves. You can slap on your labels as much as you want, but going into the video, just keep that in mind, all right? So let's see what Taylor has to say. According to her, feminism ruined dating. And giving context to what I just said, I could kind of agree. That's my alarm. In the Western world, feminism is more so a tool of corruption used to just batter people into their places, or another tool that they use to do that. Anyways, no more meandering, no more flagablering. Guys, we're just gonna see what this lady has to say. So give it to us, Taylor.
Hi. You have no idea how excited I was when somebody recommended this topic. If you didn't already know, I am in fact 5 foot, and I'm also in fact a woman, and I don't know why it's so looked down upon other women to be saying this right now, but sometimes I need help from a man. I was at the airport a while ago and I had a suitcase that was bigger than me. I was going on a really long trip and I feared going to baggage claim and having to get this suitcase off of the baggage claim carousel because I honestly didn't think I was gonna be able to pick it up, and I was surrounded by a bunch of men, and I thought surely at least one of them was gonna try to help me. And here my bag comes, and here I go trying to pick this bag up, and I struggled so hard, you guys. I made a fool out of myself trying to pick this bag up, and not one of these men around me offered to help me. Not one of them asked to help, not one of them asked which bag is yours. And guess what? I don't blame them at all. In the absolute slightest, I don't blame them, because chivalry is dead and women killed it. Do I think that that was the intention of—
But also, I don't know, that's why I don't like both sides. If you go too far this way, you go too far this way, there's always nonsense. On the extreme end of egalitarianism is, you're on your own, screw you. Generosity is perceived as an affront or something like that. But on the other flip side, there's still expectation.
You don't have future here. You don't have future. You can never make it. You're supposed to be a dinner man, serving dinner to the students in the secondary school.
Chivalry, expect men to do this or that. Why not be like, treat people as individuals? You shouldn't expect the guy to help you just because they're a dude and you can't do it yourself. It should have gone more so, you should have defined it more so through the purview of like, hey, it would be polite, I'm having trouble with this thing and another human is in need, might as well help. Not because I expect you to help, but because it's the right and the nice thing to do. That should be the motivation, not because, oh, you're a dude.
You are?
Yeah. I'm a man.
As to whether or not feminism ruined that, probably, because, it had an effect on the traditional gender norm standards. Even still, regardless of both ways, I think the priority's just not in the right place. It shouldn't be based on how generous you are and how willing to be able to help the people around you. Shouldn't be based on gender. And I'm not saying that that's what Taylor's saying, but she's starting this video with this story and that's what I'm getting from it. Whatever, let's just hear what else she has to say.
The intention of the creators and the founders that pushed the feminist movement? No, I honestly don't. I think the intentions were good, and I obviously stand with women's rights and women having the equality and freedom to do what men do, but unfortunately that's not what this movement has become. There's 3 huge reasons why I personally believe that feminism has ruined modern dating. So let's get into it.
No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. And if a male does approach you, you need to turn around and use the strongest voice that you can possibly use with him. Literally yelled at him. And I said, do not approach me.
This all started in the 60s when the feminist movement grew rapidly, when a woman gained the right to remove a baby from her body if she didn't want the baby. Once this was passed,
I do like how you're using the American anthem. That's a perfect personification of this. Absolutely, this culture destroyed and made it more of a movement of selfishness and destruction. I like that, because it makes sense. Because yes, that's how it works. Especially in America, which is where I'm coming from as an ethnocentric American. Like, of course people are going to turn something that was intended to be good into something that's selfish and mean and hostile and disgusting and backwards and only there to benefit themselves at the expense of the people around them. That's a very American thing to do.
Started in the 60s when the feminist movement grew rapidly, when a woman gained the right to remove a baby from her body if she didn't want the baby. Once this was passed, sex outside marriage became popular and casual sex became socially acceptable. As you can see how much of an
which to me is fine. Like everything, it's okay if you treat it well, but unfortunately what came with this cool thing came a bunch of other stupid shit, and that's entirely the fault of these dumbasses who give into these narratives. Why not, like, because that's cool. Sex is cool.
Hey, Nicholas.
Yes, babe?
I think I'm ready. You know, to have sex.
I figured you'd say that, so I came prepared.
You brought a condom?
No, silly.
Nick. Kinda kinky.
I rigged this room with explosives.
Relationship, like interaction, having positive, like healthy interaction with people, that's cool. But like humans ruin it because they're dumb and they don't know how to treat these things with respect. Why not just do these things and still conduct yourself as an intelligent, reasonable, decent human? Apparently that's asking too much for a lot of these women who give into these types of narratives. Not Taylor, I'm just talking about the stuff she's bringing up.
Much of an effect this day in history had on all of us. On top of the fact that around the same time as this, birth control also became available. Now, because women are so involved in casual sex, this has made it so much harder for women that are actually looking for marriage. A very large percentage of men are only looking for casual sex. Why would a man even want to get married when he knows he can just have casual sex? Especially when it's never been easier to get. We are living in a world where sex has—
That's where the female perspective is skewed. It's not easy. You're a woman. It's not easy to get if you're a dude. You have this shit handed to you if you're a woman. Also, it's like marriage in general, it's not just the fact that there's casual sex. That's another facet of the corruption of the movement. Marriage. It's designed to destroy men. It's designed to siphon their life from them so that they can, well, for the most part, it's because of all the ways that people monetize all this stuff, right?
And this one, I have to pay money for. But she worth it. Wow, wow, wow.
Marriage itself, like, is super expensive and makes a lot of money for the people who provide it as a service. Divorce makes a lot of money, right? All like the alimony, even prenups cost money just to get them signed. You have to deal with all the lawyers, all the court stuff. You get sucked into it. It's just a way to, more of an excuse for the system to suck you in and to siphon more value from you. It's all these things. It's a mix of everything. Not just the casual sex, not just the marriage, not just the gender standards. It's everything. That's just America. It's designed to steal your money from you. And unfortunately, with the way that things are in this certain time and place that we exist in, men tend to be the victims of, let's just say, the siphoning of the most value. I'm guessing it plays a lot into the barbarism of the way that people treat this term, this movement. It's because it's, at the end of the day, it's just there to benefit the individual who's able to exploit it in a certain way. It sucks, it really does. On what you said, it's not easy to get sex as a dude. In fact, because of its accessibility, at least for women, they use it as another means of control, right? Because they know that it's more important to men than it is to women. So they're going to exploit it for their own benefit. Yeah, that's where, that's a gender difference right there. It's easy for you, because you're a woman, but not a dude. Men have to have that. Everyone has to deal with relationship-related turmoil, everyone. But men have that extra hurdle that they have to get over in order to get to the same league to deal with the same problems that your average woman has. And it's exacerbated by these modern-day standards of, I guess, what she's referring to, feminism, which, yes, that's a component to it. Because, you know, by itself, feminism, I mean, anything could be treated well if you treat it well and are a respectful, decent human, but that's not how it works in the Western world. Everyone's out to destroy each other and siphon value from each other.
Give me your money.
Get out. It's not going to change.
Living in a world where sex has no value. And we are all so numb to it to the point where we watch people have casual sex on our TV screens in our living rooms with our family. We basically all have porn in our living rooms. And Hollywood loves to show you two people that are not married having sex together within 24 hours of meeting. And this does follow its way back to the root of the problem, which is feminism, which was created by the feminist movement that gave women the right to remove a baby and the right to stop a baby from even being formed in the first place. Anyone looking for a serious and committed relationship is going to have a really tough time, is having a really tough time, because casual sex—
I agree, they're gonna have a tough time given all these modern day standards, but feminism single-handedly it's the way that feminism is treated. It's corruption.
What do you mean the government's corrupt? Looks fine to me.
Oh! Shit!
That's more of a pervasive force. These things can be used for good, but they are not, because that's just the time and place we live in. And that's an intrinsic aspect to the way that America has been designed, at least now. Can't say it was always like, which you could say, I mean, slavery. This place was founded by a bunch of rich frat boys who owned slaves, who wanted to escape being taxed so that they can have the freedom to own slaves and make more money. It's by design.
Goddamn, black bastard. Strip your club.
Just as the founding fathers intended.
It kind of makes sense how it went this way, regardless. Feminism is not the only thing to blame. Feminism is a core component to many, to all of the various amalgamation of causes that are worthy of blame. Absolutely. I don't want to roast her. I don't want to roast her naivety because she's a woman. But it's like, if you were a dude, you'd be much more toxic about this shit because you are the victim of this. She's an attractive female, so she, even though she has all this crap to deal with, it's not nearly as bad as it is for your average dude. Not even a fucking fraction. I'm sorry. Loneliness is way worse for dudes in general because of all this stuff applied to it and the gender stuff. Because even without the feminism crap, there's still expectation applied to men because they're men. It's like the expectations applied to men are way more difficult to meet than the expectations applied to women. Women have a lot of vanity metrics, but it all kind of encapsulates into like supporting the dude, while the man's gender role is you have to be valuable, you have to provide, you have to be able to also support, right, through the being able to provide. You have to be strong, you have to be capable, all these things. It's way worse for dudes in general.
Here are a list of things I expect men to do in marriage. Number 1, pay the rent, mortgage, and utilities. So that's like the rent, the water, and like the electric. You know what I'm saying?
What is that private pile?
And feminism makes that way worse.
Because casual sex is so readily available. Okay, here's the second reason. The second way—
Again, no. You're a woman. It's not. For your average dude, it's not. I get it, I understand. You have a limited perspective in that context, but it's not.
The second way that the feminist movement has affected modern dating is a huge one for me, which is gender roles. Like I said before, I don't know if this was the intention of the feminist movement in the beginning, but here we are. The world we are living in today pushes men down and lifts women up. Women are the boss babe. They are the leader of—
That's exactly what I said at the beginning of the video. You got that. You fucking hit that right in the mark. Absolutely.
Bitch, you guessed it. You was right.
The point of corrupt feminism, as I guess we can call it that from here on out, is to tear men down and to prop women up at the expense of men. Almost like it's a retaliatory measure to the way things were in the prehistoric times, which was, let's be honest, the other way around. If you go to the Middle East, like places where feminism would actually serve its purpose, you get male supremacy. Women are props, they're objects, be battered into a specific position. Like, it's really bad over there. But what we're getting in the West is the complete opposite of that. It's It just sucks how humans are so dumb and emotional, how we can't just get things right and just be decent. We're all just pining for our own benefit. That's it. It's really disgusting, so.
Babe. They are the leader of the house. Then men are portrayed as weak, and many movies even portray men as the stay-at-home dad. Hollywood looks to make the men more feminine and the woman more masculine in every way. And I'm sorry, but this is a major turnoff for me. I want a man. I want a man that is going to protect me, lead me, and care for me. I want to be led by the husband that God has for me. And I don't want to feel like...
All right, we're getting into, but what we were gonna say, I want to think of the reason as to why that is. Why they're trying to, I guess, feminize men, at least from what she's saying. Is it because women are more emotional spenders? Because, you know, the point of this division, right, divide and conquer, the point of that is to get a bunch of people to make moves on behalf of the people that curate their ideas.
Now I'd like to talk about a few things that bring us together, okay? Things that emphasize our similarities instead of our differences, which is all you ever hear about in this country, is our differences. It's all they ever talk about. Politicians and the media, always pushing the things that separate us, things that make us different. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing.
Are they trying to put women in these more empowered roles so that they can get them to more aptly spend more money? Because women tend to be more emotional. I mean, I don't know if that's an... When I Googled, are women more emotional spenders? It said 69% of Americans admit to emotional spending, 69. People also ask, do women have more emotional maturity than men? Are women more emotionally aware than men? What the fuck? But she wants the more traditional purview of it, right? A man has to be a man, a woman has to act like a woman, she wants to be led, she wants to be feminine, which in a sense is almost like the opposite side of that same coin. A lot of these feminists are trying to, or at least in context of what we're talking about and what she's bringing up, they want the gender roles that benefit them. She, on the other side, who disagrees with the other side of the coin, wants the gender roles that benefit her. And God, of course, she brings up God, of course.
Oh shit, you mind if I praise the Lord? Go ahead.
It's usually what you get with a lot of traditional crap. It's just like, guys, come on, just think about this shit. Why can't anyone get it right? You either go all the way this way or all the way that way. Why not just... okay, well, let's keep going. I keep derailing.
I don't want to feel like I have to try to take that role over because it isn't being filled. There is nothing more attractive to me than when a man is being a man, doing manly things. And guess what? I'm not the only one. So many women are wanting this because we are designed to want this. True godly women are desiring men. Yes, Jesus was gentle, but he also threw over a table and casted out those who were selling in his father's house.
You notice how it's want, like even still, what's different about the other side of the coin? The crazy feminists, right? What she's talking about. They want this and that and this. She also, on the other side of the coin, the traditional route, she wants this, she wants that. It's just more fucking entitlement. And now you're using fucking like archaic delusion that you were told to believe in, Jesus and God, as a justification as to why you, like, oh God. Damn it. I didn't even watch the video before. Fuck. I don't watch the videos before I watch them. This is the first time I've seen this. I watched the first maybe 5 seconds of a video. Sometimes even less. I just look at the title and I'm like, oh, this could be an interesting conversation. We'll see what kind of happens. God damn you.
Would you say the Lord's name in vain?
God, no.
Michael! Jesus Christ! Oh!
This is what we came across. Fuck. If you're new to my channel, I'm not a big fan of religion. Not a big fan of these archaic delusions that humans inherit so that they can imply more meaning to life, as if everything is the way that it should be. No, everything is circumstance. There is no God. Nothing matters. Human life is objectively worthless. We all die. There's no afterlife. I'm sorry, it sucks. Going in the wind as an empty of the truth that is naked. But it makes sense when you take all that into account and you look at everything else that's happening in the world. Oh, look at all that suffering. Oh, well, look at all this turmoil. Oh, look at all this violence and hostility and mayhem. If there were a God that is omnipotent and is all powerful, then they're the ones creating all that shit. Yet you're the one worshiping that motherfucker? Makes no sense. It's just delusion. All right, that's not the point of the video. Let's stick to it. I'm gonna try not to just go on a tangent again, even though I do that all the time, but it's too late to apologize. If you've made it up to this point in the video, like I say in a lot of my other videos, good on you, honestly. Good on you. You were here for a discussion. You're not just reacting emotionally. A lot of people, when they watch, are like, oh, first sign of discontent. No, I don't like that. Blah, blah, my emotions. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to try to understand things. What I say is kind of still true, right? On one side of the coin, the feminist coin, want, demand, give, give. On this side of the coin, her side, the traditional side, want, demand, give, give. This is what I want. Do this for me. You'll lose either way, man. Here's a tip. Don't do anything for just women in general. Do it for yourself. Do it because you want to, but not because you believe you're supposed to. How's that?
No.
Try to build a life where you can enjoy it.
No.
And try not to attach yourself to women who just want to see you as a specific thing that serves a purpose. If it's about the substance of a connection, you'd think these things wouldn't matter, right? You'd think. But
no.
Romance and relationships and love, it's not about connection. It's not about who you are. It's not about your substance of character. It's about fulfilling a role, making somebody feel a certain way. Everything that she's talking about, my emotions, want, me, demand, I want to feel this way. That has nothing to do with who you are. Nothing. You're a prop to people like this. So don't. Sorry, Taylor. I know I'm pooping on you. But you're saying a lot of delusional stuff. Not so much the feminist stuff. Like, you're pointing out, like, you've said something, right? How I agreed with what you said on how modern day feminism in the Western world, at least, is about propping women up and tearing men down. Absolutely. You're 100% on the mark. But a lot of this other stuff you're saying,
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
Society wants men to be weak. And if your eyes are open to the wickedness that's going on in the music industry and in Hollywood, you will clearly see how the devil has not changed. In the Bible, we see that God says you can eat from anywhere in this garden. Just don't eat from that one tree or you will surely die. Then Satan comes and says, can it really be that God had said, you shall not eat from any tree in the garden? He twists what God meant for good and the gifts that he gave us and the order and design that he gave us those gifts in. The order and design that—
oh God, you're pissing me off.
You don't want to see me rage.
Yeah, let me use this book I was told to believe in as evidence as a way to understand how we should conduct ourselves as individuals. Goddamn generic American woman, white woman.
A white woman!
Yeah, her being white has nothing to do with it. It's just funny. It plays into the stereotype. You get a lot of women of all cultures or races. Actually, just Americans in general. Oh, is it a coincidence? It's not a coincidence that you believe in Jesus and that version of religion in this part of the world. Yet if you go to the Middle East, it's Islam. The women are all wearing their fucking gross-ass burqas or whatever the hell, the veils, right, for religious garbage reasons. Everywhere you go, there's a different flavor of delusion. Oh, please, just get back to the, yes, stop it with this.
Those gifts in. The order and design that works, that we are the happiest in. Today we see God says marriage should be between a man and a woman. And Satan says, well, why can't it be between two men or two women? And God says that we're supposed to respect husbands as the head of the household. And Satan says, well, why—
ah, stop it, stop, please, no more. Satan says homosexuality is good. God says man is superior to the woman. Because that's what it says in the Bible. The woman was created from the rib of man who brought upon God's wrath by eating the forbidden fruit. Oh God, please stop it. Please stop. Taylor. You need to stop. Just like get back to the feminism crap. Just don't tie it to your religious delusion, please. Please.
Satan says, well, why can't women be the head of the household? Because God didn't create it that way. And when you do things that are out of God's design and out of the order that we're supposed to live, things fall apart and we get hurt. Okay, here is my third reason of why I believe feminism has ruined modern dating. Prior to feminism, we had a wife at home, cooking, cleaning, caring for the kids, raising up the kids, raising up the family, making sure everything was in order. That was her role. And that is what the biblical wife that God—
Taylor, when I get home. Okay, you should have a choice. Life isn't about supposed to. There is no supposed to. Things just are. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And this is what people are doing on both sides of the coin. They're doing shit that they feel like they're supposed to be doing. Oh my God. Why not just have a moderate in between? Why not be like, oh, if I'm a woman, I want to be a housewife. Sure, cool, that's fine. Do it. If I don't want that, fine. Sure, cool. Do that. Who cares? Just don't be garbage. Don't be garbage. Don't be I know it's so hard. It's so hard, I know. But oh my God, stop it with this like, oh, this is what you have to do, this or that, because of shit I was told to believe in. Dude, even with these values, even with these, she's still expecting shit from the man. It's no different from the other side of the coin, where the feminists are like, oh, you have to pay for my rent, you have to pay for my nails, you have to be this and masculine, you have to be capable, all those things. It's just a different flavor of it. This video is not what I thought it was gonna be. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for that. But we're gonna survive this together. We're gonna get through this shit together. You understand me?
Okay.
I'm gonna hold you by the hand. We're gonna carry you through this. You're carrying me through this. You're the ones keeping me sane. We need each other. We need each other.
Wife that God designed, that's what she looks like. And she's pretty awesome. And we had the husbands that go out and work. I'm gonna get so much hate for saying this, but I'm sorry, that looks like an absolute dream to me. But this all happened because with the feminist movement, so many women entered the workplace, all on top of still taking care of the responsibilities at home. So now—
No. It happened because women not only want the autonomy and everything and all the gender, but they want everything to be curated in a way to benefit them. They want all that stuff that you're talking about that you want, right? The men fulfilling their role, but they also want to benefit from everything else that's entailed from the autonomy. It's like, why can't we all just be autonomous? Why can't we all just be individuals?
So I said to my boyfriend, please make me something to eat. And he said, no, do it yourself. So I said to him,
get in the fucking kitchen now, fam. Make me something to eat. Maybe a fucking sandwich.
Why do we expect stupid shit like this from each other based on our gender roles?
Fuck you! That's why!
Ugh, this is no different than the toxic feminism stuff that she's toting. It's not really different. If you go back to she brought up the examples of the white picket fence suburban nightmare bullshit, right? Go back to the days in which women are hopped up on barbiturates. Guy comes home from his shit-fuck labor job, drunk, and probably a raging alcoholic. It's like, beats up his children.
Parents need to beat their fucking kids. Fucking wooden spoon, belts, smack, whatever. And you know, Papa's fair, stay away from the face. The face ain't okay, but that ass is all game.
It's like, god damn it, the cube steak was fucking in circles. Why can't we just get it right? Why can't you just be decent people and like try to live a life that you're satisfied with rather than like defining what you think you're supposed to do in this like narrow thing that you were told to believe in? Oh my goodness, people. Be individuals, dude. Be intelligent, capable individuals. Stop expecting shit based on arbitrary garbage. None of it means anything. Oh, please stop referring to God too, please. Please, Taylor. Taylor?
So now we do both things. With all that being said, here is where I think we're at with modern dating, suffering the hand of the feminist movement. Men are afraid of women. Men are afraid to hold the door for women. Men are afraid to even approach a woman. Rightfully so, because they are in fear that they're going to be verbally attacked, or even worse, that women will film them and post them on TikTok or any other social media app. Even girls working out in the gym. It's like a viral video for a girl.
There you go. Now we're back on track. And yes, you are right about all these things. It's not just, it's the humiliation, it's the embarrassment, it's the demonization. Even men not necessarily fulfilling a role. It's just them trying to be courteous and decent. Like, wasn't that video that she played earlier, the girl who said, you have to turn towards the man and scream at him or something, even though the guy was like, oh, hey, here's your car. I forgot the context of that video, but I remember he was just trying to do like, oh, hey, you dropped your keys. I'm trying to be a decent person. And that's not based on whether or not I'm a dude or a femme. It's just because I just feel like being decent's right, and it is. But being decent and genuine is demonized by a lot of these women. Yeah, you got a point here. So stay on it, please. No more God bullshit, please. No more delusion.
Viral video for a girl to be filming herself working out and then a guy checking her out in the back of the video. Have we really come to the point where we don't want men to even look at us? It's disrespectful for a man to be interested in you. It's just getting so out of hand, and I don't know how we got here. I am all for equal rights, but I will not stand with
Corruption is how we got here. A culture built around greed and monetary acquisition and hardy individualism. This place is about destroying everyone around you so that you can make yourself, you can improve your own life. That's just part of the culture. It's corruption. That's why. There are people in certain positions of power making certain moves, creating certain narratives so that they can get people to benefit them and their already exorbitantly exclusive lifestyles. That's it. Just people pining for power, trying to make things worse for everyone else so that they can make themselves feel better and to live the lives that they want. That's why. It's corruption. So, solution, get out of America, get away from America. It's a garbage backwards country and culture.
Get out! What the dog doing?
But I will not stand with a movement that is so clearly a war against men and a war against God. A movement that stands for the opposite of everything that God created and the way he created for it to be and to flourish. I think the problem solver here would be for women to start becoming more like women again. Women need to start becoming more feminine again, valuing who they get into bed with, valuing their bodies and what they choose to wear and how they portray themselves online. I think women need to start valuing children and caring about the next generation more than they do of being a boss babe, because the feminist movement is not working in favor of women. Women are unhappy. Women's happiness has been declining, and we are talking about a movement that was for women. And as for men, I think men need to start spending more time in the Word of God and finding out what God says about you and who God created.
All right, yeah, I think this is a good place to stop. That graph, I don't believe. I think people were somehow happier in the 60s. Of course you're seeing that as a white American woman. Of course you'd say that. But, and your solution, men need to be more like men, women need to be more like women. I don't think so. I think the main cause of a lot of this corrupt feminist crap is just people being selfish garbage. Like, you don't have to do one thing or another based on crap that's expected of you. That kind of plays into tribalism, which in turn plays into more division between groups. How about we just merge as a people? How about we learn how to be decent and kind and understanding and accommodating to the people around us, not based on our preconceived notions of each other. Not thinking that you're supposed to conduct yourself more so in a certain way just because of your genetic circumstance and how other people need to apply to their own, or, you know, to adhere to their own expectations based on their own genetic circumstances. This, as ironically doing, it's just as bad as the other side. Yes. And it's fine. If you want the traditionalism, that's fine. Who gives a shit? If you want a nuclear family, that's fine. If you don't want that, if you want to be single, that's fine. The point is, stop expecting shit from people based on arbitrary nonsense, based on shit that you think is what you're supposed to be doing. The thing that we should be doing, what we should find important, is decency, is being genuine, is honesty, is integrity, is communication. Decency is the most important thing. Being a good person, trying to be. And that comes through all of those other things. Not doing what you think you're supposed to be doing. All right, that's enough. No more. I'm sick of the God nonsense stuff. But yeah, cool.